mean, why don't we just have one central bank controlling all the money in the entire world? Right? As Keynes said, the Bancor. Or we could have free market money that can't be controlled by any one bank, any one government, any one individual. We had that for thousands of years, gold and silver. But as we've seen, and as I've talked about many, many times, central banks around the world, they actually have monopolized a lot of gold. And Alan Greenspan has said as much, that we stand by ready to sell gold should the price rise, because the rising price of gold is a rebuking of central bank policies. So central banks around the world hold about 1.1 billion ounces of the 6.4 billion ounces of gold that have been mined throughout humanity. But we do have one other interesting free market money that is not controlled at all by the state. It's digital, possibly base money of the future, and that is Bitcoin. So we're definitely going to study a lot about Bitcoin and how that could interact with the money supply in the future. Just to talk about the difference again between state and bank money, or state and market money. Again, market money in green, state money in blue. From the perspective of how Bitcoin could interact with the economy, again, this is only the dollar. This is only the United States, which is 1/4 of the world's economy. So if you just want to do a rough estimation, $37.4 trillion times 4, $150 trillion worth of money globally. People like to look at that red line and say that's the number that's going to compare with the Bitcoin market cap, the Bitcoin valuation. And you just need to understand that economically, Bitcoin has nothing to do with the shaded green areas. All right. As far as we know, credit and banking can continue under a Bitcoin standard. And if it does continue under a Bitcoin standard, then Bitcoin will have Satoshis, Bitcoins, represented as claims as part of a fiduciary institution's balance sheet, claims trading around, which have nothing to do with the UTXO of Bitcoin. This is the same way that it works now in our fiduciary dollar-based system now. And by the way, this is also the same way that crypto exchanges work now. You have this fiduciary relationship. When you deposit Bitcoin on an exchange's balance sheet into an exchange, you do not own that Bitcoin anymore. You don't own nothing, but you own a claim. You own a Satoshi denominated, a BTC denominated claim that you can at any time go back to the bank and withdraw your Bitcoin. It's the same exact way here for the dollar fiduciary system. Yes, Bitcoin is limited, predictable, secure, very different, decentralized than the United States system, which is centralized here in this blue shaded area around the Federal Reserve and its 12 district banks around the United States. It is a highly, highly concentrated system, the United States dollar. But if you want to know economically what money supply here compares with Bitcoins, with on-chain UTXOs, with Satoshis, it's not the green shaded area. All right, the green shaded area is a Coinbase account, a Kraken account, Bitfinex account. Bitcoins, on-chain UTXOs, bearer instruments on the protocol that you can exchange with one individual or another if you own the private keys to that UTXO. That's represented in the blue. That's represented in the blue. Again, I know the central bank functions in a different way than the Bitcoin protocol functions. I understand that. But economically, a bearer UTXO Bitcoin is only comparable with the blue state money here. It's not comparable economically with bank money, the green shaded area.